Did you understand what she said?
No. I wouldn't even try to get.
She said she had a secret. What is the secret? That you don't want to report to me that you are practicing.
They're too shy to report
yes,
to you.
They are too shy.
Not don't want to. Maybe they like to, but
I doubt. I mean, about Ken, I doubt.
Scared you.
Yeah, I don't think Ken's.
You cannot scare Ken away.
No, the only thing, I think is, how when you're walking, doing walking meditation, and you suddenly realize that, like, you're not doing the walking, your body is just walking, and you're doing Buddha.
Yeah.
Well, I've been experiencing that.
Isn't that wonderful?
It is, because it's why you could just forget about walking.
Yes.
Your body just walks.
Yes. And that's, but that happens, it's a form of samadhi. Huh?
Well, it solved a problem that I was having about my legs. Like,
yeah, of course.
Because my body, it just seems to be effortless. And I don't get any leg cramps. No.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Kaya, listen very well.
Yeah.
You want to do the same thing. I mean, you think at the moment you might think that sleeping is much more effortless. But when we wake up, we had all this. We are all filled with these dreams and these remembrances and these awful memories. But when we do effortless walking, we come out and we are completely energized.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Good. Really good. And then after that, when you're energized, you just do your investigation of the body.
After I stop?
Yeah.
Okay.
I find this kind of walking is really great. Because there's nobody walking anymore, there's just walking. And you can concentrate on whatever you want. But don't think, then it becomes...
No more for me.
No
more for me.
I mean, he had problems with walking. Yeah. In the moment, he overcomes the difficulties. I mean, there's just walking, and there's no pain, there's no discomfort, and the body seems to move much better than when we try to walk.
It's different.
Of course, every one of us is special, isn't he? Ken is special, Kaya is special, I am special, she is special. And how does this speciality come from? Or where does it come from? From our kilesas, because they think they are special. And that's how they fool us. I cannot do this. Actually, it translates, I don't want to do it. Oh, that is difficult. It's the same translation. I don't want to do it.
Well, the secret seems to be like just relaxing and letting my body walk. It was really that simple.
Well, look, next time it's not that simple.
No, it was like I was struggling and I just relaxed.
Of course he changed a lot.
Just like walking in the moon or something like that. He seemed to be floating. And he's smiling all the time. He's so happy. He's smiling all the time.
Of course, because he's most of the time in samadhi. I mean, how can you not smile when you're not in samadhi? I mean, it's so difficult not to smile. I mean, you really, you sometimes, your muscles ache because of your constant grin. I find that, when I'm too long in samadhi, I really have to force the smile back because it starts. Yeah, it's good, but we should not forget, samadhi is just our resting place, just to gather some energy. We don't spend overly too much hours in McDonald's, to eat or to stuff us. I mean, it's just there to get some food, to get some energy to go on working.
Before, walking would exhaust me. And my legs would be hard. I was struggling.
I mean, the kilesas didn't like to walk. That's all. That kilesas don't like to sit. That's why we suddenly get tired, or that's why we suddenly get backache, or this ache, or that ache. Because the kilesas don't like it. Don't never say, unless you really know it. It's your body. It's the kilesas that use the body. Don't forget, the kilesas, most of the time the kilesas are in charge of the 5 khandhas. And one of the khandhas is the body. So if they are in charge, of course everything hurts, everything is painful, except doing what they want. That's not painful.
It's different because I have symptoms, you see. It's not just walk, but I used to do that and I got pity of that. Walking from morning to afternoon. I just intended that I vow to walk to and fro, 1, 2. It's only 10, but not to send my chitta out at all. I must be true to myself. If I send my chitta out, I have to come, deposit again, back to the 1 again. Then I walk from morning until sweeping. But and my legs so heavy but it's almost, sometimes it's almost say 7 and then it's not, you see, so I have to start back to 1 again, like that. So I got it at not, I don't know whether it's 10 or not, but I closed practically.
I mean, every one of us, even if one gets out, reinvestigate. Just don't believe what the body or the doctors tell. I mean, see for yourself if it's this case. Once you know the kilesas, then, or once you get a feeling for the kilesas, that you know what they are capable of. I mean, you're still much younger than Ajahn Mahaprabhu. but it's coming from the kilesa.
He has stopped practicing for almost 60 years. Since he's 36, he stopped waking up like that.
Yes, that one. But he didn't stop from doing walking meditation.
Oh, no. That's not the kind of, but that's not the kind of walking.
He stopped sweeping in the age of 70 and cleaning up the sala. Or 80, yeah, it was 80. So, you're not yet 80.
He sweeps and I'm still sweeping. I'm still cleaning.
I mean,
but I
invite, all what I can do is invite you to reinvestigate, if it's really a bodily problem or it's a kilesa problem. And I assume it's much more a kilesa problem than a bodily problem. Of course, the body has its failures, but, we can overcome them with effort and determination. But the moment we think about, oh, yes, this is a symptom. I mean, where do symptoms come from? From the kilesas, that's where the symptoms come from. If they find a way, they fix it and they make it a symptom. And then, of course, to break up a symptom is much more difficult than just to overcome the hindrances in the first place. If you let them go on, and create a symptom within the body realm or within the sanya realm or in the thought realm, then it's much more difficult to fight. What is a symptom in the sanya realm is a memory or view that sticks. But we're not aware the moment we created this view that sticks. The moment we think about very often, we create this view. And the more we believe it, I mean, the believing factor is the most important thing. We believe it. Oh, I can't do that. And that's it. I mean, experience the freedom of that there is no borders. There is no limits. Whatever you want to do, the chitta can do. I mean, even if it means, we humble it, we stumble along the path in the beginning. But then, once the chitta gets really quiet and doesn't interact with the body, then the body suddenly starts walking by itself. I mean, I don't say it must be like this, but I invite you to reinvestigate and overcome these difficulties. Otherwise, you have only one choice, to lie down. And that is very difficult to get to Nibbana, even if you do it in the lion pose. And you want to go to Nibbana, don't you?
In lion position.
See? I hear the kilesa.
Luther says so. It's the sati that works.
Of course, it's a sati that works, huh? So why can't you do it, huh?
Yeah, I'm doing.
Okay. I can't. As much as I try in the lying position, I can't get the same concentration as when I walk or when I stand or when I sit. I mean, it immediately, whoops, goes down. When I lie, it goes around, it stays in one place, but it doesn't go, it doesn't center.
I don't think the Buddha meditated in the lying posture.
No, he didn't.
I think he just slept.
Well, he slept in this position, and of course, the moment he died, he went through all the jhanas in that position.
During Upachara Samadhi, when he went to some meetings, and he would lie down in Upachara, and by listening to
yes, that is something different. But you cannot really practice investigate. I mean, it's.
I used to.
Yes.
Yes.
I
used to get calm because of that.
Of course, you can get calm. But it's not the same. It's not the same. The moment you get calm, sit up and you will see, your chitta really can drop it.
I know, but
okay. I mean, you have the choice now.
Wait till 20 years.
Now, you have the choice now. I mean, to waste the rest of your life, or to put some effort in right now.
Yeah, that's right. I know.
I mean, just put some effort in. I mean, today you put a little bit effort, and tomorrow you put a little bit more effort in. And the day after you look just a bit more, And even if it's just 1 minute more. Or even if it's just 5 minutes. I mean, in the end, you will see you can do it. I mean, who is telling you that you can't do it? If it's not the kilesas, who else is there in power? The Dhamma doesn't say I can't do it. I'm sure of that. I'm 100% sure that the Dhamma will never tell you I can do it or I can't do it. The Dhamma just does. Just acts. That's Dhamma. It doesn't say I can do it or I can't do it because it's the kilesas that say this. Huh? Remember this. Huh? And they put us into limits. They put us, I can't, the limits of I cannot, or they put us the limits I can. And all these are limits. Forget about these limits. I mean, we want to become free, don't we? So who is limiting us? The kilesas. Say, I don't like, or I like. I cannot, I can. And so why to stay in this? Why to accept these limitations and boundaries? What we can do, we can try. And the moment we really try, we are determined to try, we put some effort in it, you see, we can do it. And that's overcome. It's the same with don't like. The moment we see, okay, we change it, and we see, okay, maybe it's not to my utmost liking, but, it's still not that I don't like. I mean, you are the ones who are responsible for your own prison that you live in. Nobody else. I'm not responsible for your prison. I'm responsible for my prison. And I've seen it very clearly. That's why I say. And I've tested, and that immediately when there was the thought coming up, I don't like it. Okay, that must be investigated. Instantly, it was just like an alarm lamp, flashing in my head. This you don't like? Okay, now you do it. This you don't like? Okay, go ahead. This you like? Okay, don't like. Yeah, you know. Of course, we know all in our head, but, doing is difficult. I like this food, I really like this food, No, I don't eat it. Okay, forget it. I don't like this food. Okay, I eat it. I don't like this work. Okay, I do it. I like this work. No, I don't do it. I mean, that brings the kilesas really up to a point where they don't really know what to do anymore. I mean, you really get them constantly confused. And that is actually where the Dhamma can come through. And that's why we do these things. That's why why do we do Dhutanga practices, ascetic practices? Just to bring up the kilesas, just to get them. Like I said in the last talk, we have to dig up things. I mean, they won't come by themselves. I mean, the kilesas won't show their hiding places by themselves. I mean, they are not stupid. The kilesas are not stupid. They don't show where they hide. So if we don't start digging, I mean, they won't show. And then we think everything is okay, fine, yeah. But they're still lurking in the background. They're still working in the background, and pretty effectively, without us even knowing it. So don't get fooled, the kilesas are not, it's not a power that we can persuade, it's not a power that, that comes out and reveals us, here is my weakness, here's my weakness, here's my weakness, here you can attack me. No, they don't come up like that. If we don't dig, we don't find their weakness. If we don't attack them, we don't find their weakness. Or we don't find the tactics, to overcome them. I mean, if you don't do anything, they just rest in the background and have a big smile. Oh, this is foolish person, It's so easy to control him. And that's nothing else that they want to do. That's what they long for. Controlling us, controlling the 5 khandhas, controlling memory, controlling thoughts, controlling this body. And whatever they control, they make a mess of it. And it's for us to, I invite us, to investigate, to look at it, to look at it more deeply. I mean, get the kilesas confused. I mean, just switch it. Of course, after a while, they learn with us. So I say, okay. I didn't like it before, now I like it. And then we have to switch it again, so that they don't get comfortable in their views and opinions. Because that's how our original opinions formed. We did things over and over and again, and then we thought this is like this, and that is like that. And now for us is, to break this up. To break up this strong belief, I'm too old, I cannot practice. I'm too young, I'm not ready for practice yet. And there is no right age for practice. And you understand that? I mean, if you want to get to Nibbana, okay, now do it now. Put in the effort now, because you don't know when there will be a better time. Oh, now it's too hot, or now it's too cold. If it's too cold, it's pleasant, to sit in meditation. Just take a blanket, and you will feel warm instantly. You don't feel the coldness, once you get into Upachara Samadhi, there's no coldness. Or, if you really investigate what is cold, you will see Actually, you feel the exchange of the body heat and the cold outside. I mean, that's a very interesting. You can get really in samadhi, just observing this feeling of coldness.
No, when it's cold, we are taught to throw the blanket away.
Well, if you're tired, then you should do it. If you're not tired, you can have a blanket. Doesn't matter. The bhikkhus are allowed their 3 robes.
3 robes?
Yes.
Oh, yes, 3.
I mean, we have a double robe and a single robe. There are 3 robes. So, and the Lord Buddha said that is enough. We don't need more. He didn't say we should sit, out naked in the snow and dry our cloth like some monks do in Tibet. I mean, there's special abilities, right?
They're testing their fire.
Yes, their fire element. Whatever, that these are, and people latch onto this, huh? Oh wow, see, look, what he can do. Yeah. Oh, this monk can fly through the air. Oh wow, he must be certainly advanced. I mean, his kilesas are certainly advanced, I don't know if he's advanced in his practice. All the magic powers that we can attain through the jhanas or through our practices are not leading out of this samsara, are not leading out of the never-ending cycle of death and birth. They're just there for our entertainment, to fool others. I mean, in the West we have found other ways to fool people. Through power, through money, through education. Isn't it? I'm a prof, I'm an engineer, I'm a scientist, And so we fool. When I say this, and people, are so stupid, oh, he's a scientist, so I should believe that. Or he's a prophet, he certainly must be right. We believe it, and they believe it. And that's why nobody questions it. And it's the same, it doesn't matter, magic powers or the powers of the world. Glory, money, power. What is it? What does it give us? Does it give us lasting happiness? No. It doesn't. Does it? I mean, if you would believe that it gives you lasting happiness, you wouldn't be here. And I wouldn't be here. Certainly I am not. Because for me, I've got everything that I wanted, right? But I still wasn't satisfied. All what I wanted to achieve, I could achieve. All what I wanted, I had enough money to do whatever I wanted. But that didn't lead to any satisfaction. Lasting satisfaction. And that's why I turned to practice. I said, there must be something more. It cannot be only just getting up, feeding your body, taking to sleep and working or entertaining it. That's not it. It cannot be. There must be something more. There must be some sense to our life. So, and what is the sense to life? Not to get reborn. I mean, that makes most sense, huh? If you see yourself stuck, in some virtual reality game, and then somebody tells you, hey, maybe this is not real reality. That's why we call it virtual reality. But virtual reality is not reality. Maybe you want to get out. And then he realizes, this is not, it has nothing to do with reality, let me get out. But of course these games are fascinating, and we can play one game after the other, and the more we play, the more we get stuck. I mean, because it's so easy, we don't have to exercise this body, we just have to press some buttons. And it's the same thing for us. And in practice, of course it is difficult. I mean, no doubt about it. But anything in the world that is difficult is also giving us a certain pleasure, a certain amount of pleasure, a certain amount of joy. The moment we see that our work brings fruit or bears fruit. And so does the work of practice. It bears fruit. Maybe in the beginning we don't see it so much, but after a while. And then this gives us some confidence. Oh, there's really some fruit. And some fruits that I can't get with any kind of work in the world. Okay, let's go. Let's go deeper, and let's go deeper, and deeper. Until we really find, until we really get this confidence. To get to the end. Not to get stuck. But the problem is we are constantly confronted with the world, wherever we are. Even in a monastic life, we are confronted with the world. It is kept out pretty much, but it still comes in. It still sips in. And that's where we, get sometimes discouraged. Oh, the world was so easy. Of course, who is telling us it's nothing else than the kilesas? The world is so easy, I don't have to, I don't have to think about this, I don't have to think about that. I just work and I sleep, and I eat. That's all what I need to do. That's what the kilesas tell us. And then immediately after the kilesas told us this, we asked them, and why did I come here in the first place? Why did I come here? To overcome dukkha. And now I want to go back in the world and experience dukkha even more. So you see how you fool. No matter what kind of reasons the kilesas bring. Monks do this role. Out of reasons, out of this kind of reason, because they think practice is so boring, or it's so difficult, it's so hardship, and so on. So then they start to find their entertainment in the monk's world. And then the monk's world becomes nothing else than the part of the world. Becoming a monk like just becoming a priest. You do this and you do that, and you waste all your life by doing this and doing that. And you don't use the safe environment that a monastery gives you, or a secluded place gives you, to dig up all the things that produces this dukkha in our heart. What's today?
In the 12:30.
Helicopter.
Invasion.
Yeah. The invasion of the kilesas. World is psychic.
Lukuli has gone to Khao Yai, invading for that world. So Luta went to Padang today. and I listened to his talk until he finished his talk, and just came out from the
So today Luta went to Padang.
Yeah.
And gave a talk there.
Huh?
And gave a talk there.
Yeah, good one.
Did you go there?
No, I listened to the radio.
Oh.
It's good. He was talking about it. There are too many nuisance. To to his citta. While he was preaching, he used to say that he would
never say preach, teach.
He would teach according to what's up to the citta. If the crowd was meditating or will to for Dhamma. But then if there's some nuisance for somebody to come towards anything else, he stops. So that's why it's short. It's very short. His talk is very short. What's different between teaching and preaching?
Ken, what's the difference between preaching and teaching? Preaching has, it's mostly used for teaching for priests. So we associate, this kind of false belief that comes with the teaching. That's what we call preaching. If somebody preaches us, it's not the same as if somebody teaches us. So it's much more forceful. Preaching is you believe. And that's why I don't call Lumta Tanata Mahaboa never preaches, he teaches. If people want to listen, okay, it's their thing. If they don't want to listen, it's their thing. He doesn't convince them, he doesn't force them. And preaching is much more forceful.
Teaching, you're invited to find out for yourself, to verify for yourself.
So what? You want to know what is up with Kaya, huh? How is his practices going?
It's going good.
I mean, very good. What does it mean?
I'm just battling the kalesis right now. I'm battling the kalesis right now. And that's my major thing. It's just trying to calm the mind and the body.
And you have the feeling it works better each day? So, okay.
Especially doing the meditation walk for a few hours and then doing sitting meditation right afterwards. I can get into it much quicker.
Yes, and then also, but once you find the mind gets really calm and you can stay on your object for a while, then I invite you to do some investigation as well. Start with body investigation, just with the outside of the body.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing. I sit down and I'm just like, all right, Kalesis, what do you got for me? Bring it on, let's do it, man. Because before I was saying, let's see how long I can sit before I start getting pain and stuff, and then right away, bing, it's just just after I think that, it would just be pain in my knees. So now I'm just inviting it, come on, man, let's do it right now,
And then they normally don't come.
Yeah, or it'll just come and it'll go. It's just oh, you want to, cause me some trouble over here? Okay, And
yes,
shortly it's gone. And then it's oh, what else? Why don't you put some needles in my back? Do that for a bit now,
I like this, huh? I mean, that brings a lot of joy, Going on with a practice like this, brings a lot of joy. I was doing that, I remember doing that for months. Yeah? Okay, now what's up now? Or like I told you, when I went for 4 weeks, each night through one test, after a few days, okay, what's up tonight on the screen? Which test do I have to experience tonight? Okay. I can manage, I managed the last 3 days or last 5 days. Now I can manage you as well. So bring it up. And they brought it up. that is a very good The word is right. Attitude, yes. It's a very good attitude. I mean, it can bring us extremely far in our practice. If you see everything like something like a game, how can I tackle it? How can I tackle it? How can I tackle that? Okay, tiredness. How can I tackle tiredness? How can I tackle pain? Okay. How can I tackle this conceit? I mean, these people, who have this kind of attitude, for them, they have a lot of sukha in their practice. They have a lot of pleasure, a lot of joy in their practice. But if we start to think of our attitude, why this again? Why this again? I mean, it just makes us feeling less inspired. But the other way, the other way around, it makes us really inspired. Okay, come on, show your guts.
Yeah, not to give the kalesis any power.
Yes.
Not to let it think that it's powerful. Just I basically treat it like, is that all you got? That's too bad.
Yes, Good. Keep up this attitude. And start digging a little bit more. Start digging also into the loathsomeness, really the loathsomeness of the body. And then they might become a little bit more forceful. But this attitude is great. I mean, I know for myself. I had this as well. After a while of practice, I had, okay, now, whatever is coming I can tackle, so what you come up with now. Okay, that dealt with. And the more often you do it, the faster it goes away. But then, we need to dig. Because then they don't come up freely. That's what I said in the beginning. Then they don't show their hiding places. So, then we really have to dig. And then, of course, that's a different kind of thing. We have to dig and bring them up. Just doing the things that we don't like to do, eating the things that we don't like to eat, and see what kind of effect does it have. And you will see a lot of things. I mean, you just walk back the path, you just walk back from the sala, and you will already see, I mean, there are at least 10 thoughts, what you don't like. And you don't notice it yet. Because your sati is not yet up to the speed of the thoughts, or up to the speeds of the memories. Once sati is up, you will notice each thought in this direction. Or in the beginning you might see only your eyes moving in this direction or in that direction. And then you immediately have to ask, so why did I move my eyes? What did I see that I don't want to see, or what did I see that I like to see? And then it shows you. You turn it back. That's what I liked to see, or that's what I didn't like to see. That brings us much closer to the thoughts or to the memories that we're driving our eyes to look in this direction, or looking away from this direction. So, I mean, we have to roll back. Most of the times, or in the beginning of our practice, we have to roll back because we are not that. We don't have that amount of sati that we are right on the spot where the things are arising. Because if we are right on the spot where the things are arising, we know that we are going to look in this direction. Or we're knowing that we are going to look in that direction, and then we can cut it immediately. But most of the time in we have been determined. What is today? My English is gone. Contaminated by the kilesas before we actually realize it. So that's why we roll it back. That's why we track it back. So what was the event that created this? Because we really want to understand. Practice is, we really want to understand what is going on. What the hell is going on here? I mean, who tells me to do this? Who drives the body, you know? Do you understand? I mean, we just follow our body motion because we have followed it from the moment of our birth. So we're not really aware. We do our scratching in the neck, you know, and we are not really aware of it. We can be pretty mindful of our scratching in the back, but we are not aware of the thing that causes the action. Because the first thing is the thought that comes in, or the first thing actually is vijnana, of a sense input, or the feeling. This feeling creates a memory, or triggers a memory, or triggers a thought. And that thought says, okay, I need an action. And then we are in the middle of the action, and that action, you know, is translated into various forms of muscle movement. And maybe then, if the arm hitches or touches our body, then the next sense contact comes into it. Maybe then we are aware. So we have to track it back to the first thing. Also when we humble around, you know, because to try to evade the pain, it's the same thing. I can't sit like this, you know, it's so painful. But what is actually painful is the kilesas. They don't want to hear this. They are in pain. Because it shows them, yeah, it disguises their hiding places. So they don't feel comfortable, so they move around, you know, to hide that discomfort. And make us think, you know, our body is discomfort. Isn't it? And that's why we act always like monkeys.
And his nephew was come and say, oh, I don't want this, I don't want that. I'm not satisfied with this, let me go. And so he said, if you are not satisfied with everything, you should be dissatisfied with yourself too. And he's starting with the body. If the body is uneasy, the body is too cut, that's why you have to move all the time. You have to feed him all the time. And then when he came to Vedana, they were asking if the Sariputta was saying from behind. So he was considering and he got a hardship from that. But why Vedana would be the husband?
It depends on the characteristic of the person.
Or maybe it's the Vedana of
the Chitta Vedana.
Yes. The last thing.
I mean that is the only thing. That is the only thing that you experience. If you really get down to the chitta, it's only Vedana. It's the feeling. It's the experience of a phenomenon, and it's mind feeling, and that is very different from our bodily feeling. The bodily feeling, once we crossed our bodily feeling, and we are not really aware of our bodily feeling, then it comes to mind feeling. And of course, in the beginning, our mind feelings can be pretty heavy as well. Can be pretty heavy emotions, can be dissatisfaction. And that is not necessarily a bodily feeling, it's a mind feeling. To be dissatisfied, or to be depressed, or to be in doubt, you know, they're all feelings. Or to be hyper is also a feeling. But when all these strong feelings are reduced, you know, there will be always a finer feeling coming. For instance, when you look at the different jhanas, you know, the feeling is still remaining from the first jhana, where it's extreme pity, you know, the whole body is in rapture and joy. And then it goes down to joy or happiness. that feeling is already decreased, and then it goes to peacefulness, and then it goes to calm. But it's still a feeling. It's a bodily feeling. And then you go to the mental feeling, and you are attached. But there are other feelings. For instance, the seventh jhana of feeling no thingness. I mean, it's also a feeling. It's a mind feeling. It's still a jhana, an absorption. And even the feeling of the last jhana, of the highest jhana, not even, I don't know what it's called. Neither deception nor non-deception. I mean, it's also a feeling. Perception. Oh, okay, deception. Perception. I mean, everything is a deception, but okay, perception. No, it's not the same. We are deceived all the time, but we are not aware that if we perceive, or we are not aware that we do not perceive. So it's neither perception nor non-perception. I mean, that doesn't really make sense when you enter that jhana. I mean, yes.
Sorry. Did you ever go up to the last jhana?
Yes.
The emptiness, that one, the
that is,
sanyana.
Yes, that's what we're just talking about.
Yeah.ท่านอาจารย์เทศ experienced this and he thought it as a Nibbana.
No, I didn't think that it was Nibbana, but it was very powerful.
Yeah, I know. But it's ท่านอาจารย์เทศexperienced it, and so he wrote the book สิ้นโลก End of the World, and only Dhamma left. สิ้นโลกเหลือธรรม This one, and everyone think he's an arahant. But since it's really quite different from all he says now, so many. I used to read it. I used to listen to his now. I didn't get it so much. I didn't know why, but he has a very nice talk, very nice personality. It's just like the two riches that the Buddha experienced before he left the Alanda Bot, the two riches. He experienced all this. And he's gone up there when he's dead. And the Buddha said, "Oh, so sorry, I couldn't reach him. I like to help them, but I couldn't reach him." Because it's just only Citta left in that realm. Nothing but Citta.
I mean, people can get fooled very easily. I mean, they go into Appana Samadhi and then they're fooled. That was Nibbana. But the moment they come out, they should ask themselves the moment they come out. I mean, it's all the same. Even if you come out of the eighth jhana, that is pretty powerful, but Appana Samadhi is as powerful as that. Everything is the same. I mean, it's just, we go to sleep and we wake up and everything is the same. I mean, the moment we go to sleep and the room is in a mess, the moment we wake up, the room and it still is in a mess. But before we go to sleep, we clean up the room, then we wake up, the room is cleaned up. So the problem is not to go into Appana Samadhi or have these, what in Zen Buddhism it's also called Satori experiences, enlightenment experience. It is that we clean up the kilesas. And once they are cleaned up, wherever we go, the room is clean. But if you don't clean them up, and just escape them by going into deep sleep, what's not a bad thing, if it's samadhi, it's not a bad thing, at least we can't do any unwholesome karma in there. So if you're afraid of doing unwholesome karma, you can go there, but it doesn't reduce it the moment you come out, you have the same tendencies. So we have to remove the tendencies that create karma. And these are the kilesas. No matter how long we escape, the moment we come out, everything is the same. The room is still in a mess. But people confuse it. Because they don't know about the teaching, they don't know about the true teaching. That's why they confuse these stages of where really only there is the chitta. I mean, in Apana, all what is left is the chitta. All what is left is true knowingness. Then they think, they're enlightened. They come out, and have to tell all the people around them, I'm enlightened. I've seen the Nibbana. Yes, they have seen the preview of Nibbana, but they are not yet in Nibbana. And that's the problem. They're still full of kilesas. The kilesas, hide at that time or are not active. I mean, we just put them in a state of not activeness. They're not active in the state of the jhanas. They are not active in the state of upachara samadhi or apana samadhi. But the moment we come out, they are active. So. Yeah? Got your sticks, the big ones. He enjoys this. I mean, they have a thick fur. Huh? Can't scratch himself. So, no matter what, we still have to deal with the kilesas. And that's why we investigate. We investigate their hiding places. So we investigate the 5 khandhas. And the biggest hiding place, of course, is the body. And that's why we start investigating the body and turning it upside down, just to find the hiding places of the kilesas, where they have their nests. I mean, we sometimes talk, when we go into town and see too many policemen, and then we say there must be a nest somewhere. There must be their origin, there must be the police. Or same with hooligans or whatever, They all have their nests where, where they recharge, get their energy, get their objectives, and then they launch. I mean, they launch an attack on us. And we give in to the attack. Yes, you are powerful, I mean, I certainly cannot deal with you. Okay, so any questions? How to get there? I mean, it's not, first of all, not believing our kilesas. That's the first thing, how to get there. I mean, they tell us, I can't do that. I cannot do this, I cannot do that, I cannot walk anymore, I cannot sit anymore, the pain is too much, and if I go on with my pain, I'm going to ruin my body. And I don't want to ruin my body because I need this body to get enlightened. And then we have a catch-22. We never get out of it. So we have to break that catch. Tell them, I don't believe you. Let's try it out. Let's re-investigate it again and again and again. And not only one time, because the first time we certainly failed. And the second time we still might fail. But the 100th time, we will succeed. Just look at them, Ken's walking meditation, it took him, I don't know how many trials and errors until, he succeeded. And that's the same thing with sitting meditation. If we are persistent, you understand that? Persistent. If we are determined and persistent in our effort, we can do whatever we want. There is no limit. So we can reach in life. But our persistence and our determination and effort, we are normally very fall prey to the kilesa. No, I'm too old. No, I'm too tired. No, now it's too cold. Now it's too warm. Now I'm sick. Don't you feel sorry for me? I'm so sick. I'm so old. Don't you feel sorry for me? Give me a break, And then we already fall prey. We don't do it. But if we go, and say, okay, sickness, what is sickness? Okay, let's pass that by. Let's tackle this. When sickness goes, old age, then we tackle old age, tackle the fragility of this body, and so on. And in the end, the chitta will be calm. And we see all these things are just views and opinions produced by the kilesas to keep us from practicing. And we believe them. Yes, you're right. Of course, yes. They are always wrong. And we are always wrong. Dhamma is always wrong. But for the Dhamma, it's just the opposite. The kilesas are always wrong, and the Dhamma is always wrong. That's why there are opposite powers. We can believe the Dhamma, or we can believe the kilesas. So it's really up to you. Understand, really. And that for the last thing, understand that there are two powers. It's the power of Dhamma that is in our chitta, or it's the power of the kilesas that in our chitta. And whatever power has the throne to rule, it can use the 5 khandhas as it wishes. But all our difficulties we blame on our 5 khandhas, who are just tools. We never blame them on the power that is using them. If somebody borrows a driller from you, and he comes back and brings it ruin, he's the problem, no? The one who uses it's not the fault of the drill that he broke. Or is it? No, it's the person who used it. So it's the power who uses its fault. It's not the tools. And the tools are the 5 khandhas. They are just tools. Please remember this. They are just tools. And whoever sits on the throne is going to use these tools. And if they use them to object our practice or to make our practice difficult, then we certainly should know it's the kilesas who sit at the moment on the throne. We just give them a good kick in the ass and then they might go. If we hit them right, so that it hurts, they might go for a while and then we feel, free. For that moment. Until they regain their strength and then they come. Of course, they constantly fight. Both of these powers constantly fight for the throne. Because only one of them can say what is happening. So please do remember this. Within your practice, within your daily practice, and ask yourself, okay, now who sits on the throne? And if you know it's the kilesas, whatever goes against the practice, you can certainly know that it's the kilesas. You don't even have to ask. You just sit down for 2 hours. You just wanted to sit down for 2 hours, and you had a lot of strength and a lot of energy. And 5 minutes later, all your energy is gone. You know who used it up? They suck it up. Just little by little. They don't come and say, I won. They just come in. First thought, second thought, third thought, memory, and suck it up. And suddenly it's gone. All our determination, all our effort is gone. And we don't even know how it happened. Because we lack sati. Because if we have sati, we see the first trial of the kilesas to pull, to undermine our effort. Ah, there you are. Huh? See? Huh? Okay, no. And then 2 minutes later they come again. And you catch it. No. And you will see, you can sit through 2 hours or 3 hours or 5 hours without any problem. If you catch the first or second. If you catch the third, it's too late. They diverted all your effort in their power to rule you. I mean, this we should remember when we start practicing all the time. 5 khandhas are just tools. And it depends on the person who uses, or it depends on the power who uses these tools. I mean, if the Dhamma uses these tools, we don't have dukkha. If the kilesas uses these tools, we experience dukkha. So, I offer this for your reflection, and I end my talk with you. If there are any pressing questions, otherwise I want to go back. Do some help, develop some parami, some bun.